Hello, it's Dawn McPhee here from Dawn's Inspirations. I said I would share this little project with you so you can have a little bit of weekend of crafting while we're in lockdown. So this is a little pocket size brag wallet. Okay, it measures 4¼ inches by 6¼ inches, and you've got a nice substantial spine on it all the way round, so room for lots of photographs. So if I open it up, opens up nicely, top and bottom, so plenty of space for 6×4 photographs. And then in the middle here I've got a pull-out section that you can put photographs on either side as well. So actually this will take 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, about 14 good 6×4 photographs. Another nice thing about it as well is if you prefer to take landscape photographs, you can have it going around landscape. So you can have it this way round and have your photographs coming this way. Okay, so the option is yours. But watch through until the end of the video, because I'm going to give you another couple of little options for this little middle section. Okay, I'm going to talk through some of the measurements as I go, but don't worry about them because I've printed out or got on my website the video for this, and also all the measurements are on there as well, so you can take advantage and enjoy creating your own. Okay, and I'm also going to pop the measurements on for the different middles as well. So to make this, you're going to need 3 sheets of A4 cardstock. Okay, I've made this one with matte black. This is about 300 GSM, but I'm going to make my album or mini pocket wallet with Sarah's Garden of Love collection. So I'm actually using the papers from that, which are 250 GSM, but the 300 GSM is more substantial. So you're going to need 3 sheets of A4. You're going to need 2½ sheets of 12×12 pattern paper and a couple of lengths of ribbon that I've got tucked under here as well. You're going to need a couple of lengths of ribbon, I would say roughly 15 inches long. You might get away with a bit less. So I've just used some ribbon I've got in my crafty stash here as well. So I've got that all cut to size. So let's pop that to one side for now as well. So let's get started. So you're going to need a scoreboard of some descriptions, and I tend to work in inches. So I'm going to bring my scoreboard in. And what you're going to do is you're going to put, to start with, the long side across your scoreboard. So this is the long side of the A4, and I want you to score at 2½ inches, 2¾ inches, so 2½ inches, 2¾ inches, and then 9 inches and 9¼ inches. Okay, so we've got 2½, 2¾ 9 inches, 9¼ and then you're going to do a quarter turn. So you've now got the short side along the top, and this time you're going to score at 1¾ inches, 2 inches, and this is all the way down. It's just off camera a bit, but so 1¾ 2 inches all the way down, and then you're going to score at 6¼ inches and 6½ inches. Okay, so that is all the scoring at the moment. Pop that down for a minute. And now we're just going to cut out these corners. So you're going to go to the score line, not the first score line, to the corner, the second one, and you're going to cut to that point. Now some people say, do you cut on the score line? Do you cut to the side of it? Honestly, I just cut on the score line. But as we go along, I'm going to show you how easy it is if you're what I call an angel's hair of a difference when you actually stick the sides and the front and the top on. Okay, so this album is perfect for beginners to do. It's something quite nice if you've got young crafters in the house that you'd like to get them involved in as well. You know, we're all stuck at home, so why not do some crafting, have a bit of fun. This is a nice way to perhaps make up, pop some pictures in, pop it in the post, and you could send it to someone just to let them know you're thinking about them, because things are difficult for everybody at the moment. So you're going to cut those out, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go in and just burnish your score lines. And when you burnish your score line, if you just make sure that everything is square, okay, as you do it. So you're going to burnish all the score lines. Okay. Just making sure that's come over. These are nice to give as gifts. I know we've got Father's Day here in the UK coming up in June. So again, these make great gifts. And the nice thing about them is, by changing the papers, they look totally different each time. So they work really well for baby announcements, they work well for ladies, they work well for children, they work well for gentlemen. You know, it's just, the possibilities are totally endless. You know, at the moment, if you've got, say, grandparents and you can't get to see them at the moment, how about making one of these and popping some pictures of the children and putting it in the post? How delightful would that be for them to receive something like this? Okay, it would just make their day, because it's nice to have happy post, isn't it? All right. So I'm sure you'll think of lots of different ways you can use this. So got those all down. Now the nice thing about the cardstock from this collection is it's all double-sided, so I could go either way round I wanted. The choice is mine. Okay, this is the nice thing about it. So I'm just making sure all those score lines are all nice and neat. Okay, so we've got plenty of time on our hands while we're at home, so it's nice to do a bit of extra crafting. You might want to get ahead of yourself and think, oh, I can do some of this ready for Christmas presents. See, you're thinking now, aren't you? On one of these long ends, I'm just going to use a corner rounder and corner round that off, because that's going to be my top flap. Okay, so that is now ready to go. That's not quite square. This is what I'm saying. If you just need to snip off bits, that's not a problem. Now with the next piece of cardstock, you're going to need your trimmer, and you're going to trim at 6 1/4 inches. And then I want you to take this piece that you've cut at 6 1/4 inches and cut 4 1/8 of an inch. So basically it's in half. So you've got 2. But then I want you to do a third one. So this time you're going to have to bring it in this way. So 4 1/4 inches. And then 4 1/8 of an inch, sorry, to 6 1/4 inches. Pop all these little pieces to one side. So that's all ready to go. And then what we'll do is we'll stick these on next. So these are going to go on your sides and back and front. Now normally I would use wet glue, but because at the moment, and because I want to attach everything quite quickly, I'm going to actually use my double-sided tape. Okay, so you could use double-sided tape, you could use wet glue, whatever you've got to hand. I don't know about anybody else, I'm getting ready to place another order for some more glues, I think. because I've been doing quite a bit of crafting, which has been lovely. So I've been doing quite a bit of scrapbooking as well, been having a scrap along once a week as well on Facebook. So, you know, and there's lots going on out there, so don't feel like you're on your own at home. Crafting is the best therapy, as I say. Keeps us busy. So that's why I just wanted to bring this little project for you for the weekend, because I know the weekends perhaps are a little bit unusual, but at the moment all the days of the week seem to be tying into one for me. So I'm just totally forgetting what day of the week it is. So, and then what I like to do is, oh, got my bone folder. What I like to do is just to rub my tape down. So what this is doing is, this is quite strong double-sided tape that I've got here. By burnishing this down, what it's doing is it's getting the glue to go into the fibres of your paper. And then because I haven't cut my ends, I can just go along now and trim my ends off, which is very easy to do. Okay, so that's all off there, and take that off my scissors. That's that job done, and then we can now attach our sides. So as I say, these make great gifts, and please do share with me what you do with yours, because I'd love to know. So I'm going to just use my pokey tool just to take the edges off. So as I say, this is ideal even for a beginner to do, or a young crafter, because it is just so easy to pop together. That's the nice thing about it. You know, there's scoring, there's a little bit of cutting with scissors, which they could even do as well. Okay, so it's perfect. Or if not, you make them up and you get them to decorate them and add some photographs to send on to somebody. It's just, I just think, a nice little gift. And these are perfect size, being like the overall size being 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. Perfect for your 6 by 4 photographs. And I suspect if you're anything like me at home, I've got lots of photographs printed off for my scrapbooking. So I've been trying to catch up on all those little jobs. So I'm going to pop this one on here. Now, I've done this on purpose because I want you to see. Can you see here where I've got this bit that's gone over? I haven't quite stuck down straight, and this is quite, don't worry about, don't panic about it. Nothing to panic about at all. Just go in with your scissors and you can just trim, as I say, that angel's hair off. And this is why this is perfect for children to get involved with. So just check your, see, I've got another one there, just slightly. It just depends on where you cut it on your score lines. That's all it's down to. Okay, but unlike a lot of tutorials that I do, I just say to you, right, cut it like this, do it like that. I'd rather tell you at this stage, because I think this is quite a good way to do it, because we do all cut in a different, you know, when it's a score line, do you cut on it, do you cut off it? It's quite nice to share with you. So that is the start of our wallet. Okay, you can see that's all come together. Oh, I didn't burnish that side down particularly well, did I? Let's just give that one another burnish there. Okay, so that is the start. I like to put the sides in and then bring the front flap up and then the front flap down. So can you see you've got that nice boxed look? Okay, all right. So the next thing we're going to do is to add our sides. So last sheet of A4, and what we're going to basically do is cut it in half. So if you go up to your trimmer, I'm going to my A5 size, which is, I want to say, let's bring that in square, bring it in square, Dawn, it might work. That is just over 5 3/4 inches, but I'm using my A5 measurement in my board. So go 5 3/4 inches. Okay, so you've got 2 of these. Then bring your score ball back up. Ooh. Move my scissors out the way a minute. That's it. So then on each of these you're going to score at 4 inches and 8 inches. Okay, so that's 1. So you're going to do 4 inches and 8 inches. And then we're going to burnish those score lines or score marks. So the nice thing is as well, by just using 3 sheets of A4, we've all got A4 kicking around at home. I know you ladies and gentlemen crafters have out there. So even if you're a card maker and you perhaps haven't tried mini books, this is a nice one to start on because it's so easy to do. Okay, I've used 12 by 12 papers to decorate, but you could quite easily, if you've got a pad of 6 by 6, or you've got a pad of 8 by 8, or if you've got a pad of A4, you know, this is the thing, you can use whatever pattern papers you've got. All right, but if you've got nice paper like this, you could even stamp on it. Don't have to decorate it with pattern papers. So the next thing I'm going to do is to join these together. So I'm going to use a bit of red line tape for this. So I'm just going to attach this to the side. And trim that off. And I'm going to do the same on the other piece as well. So I'm just using a red line tape here. You could use your wet glue, but you will have to bear in mind you will have to just let that dry. Okay, so give that a little snip off there as well. And I'm going to do exactly what I did before. Give that a burnish just to get the fibres where they need to be. And then I'm going to take one side off there. Now if your red line tape, mine is just literally, again, seem to be having lots of angels hairs today. I'm just tacking it over because it's just a little bit too wide. I think I've got a 1/4 of an inch there, but it's obviously just a bit over 1/4 of an inch. And then we're going to join these two together. In fact, I'm going to join it around that way. It's easier for me because I'm right-handed. So you're going to join these together. So, so that's going to be joined together like that. Burnish that down again. And again on that side. So you've got your concertina going on. Okay, but I'm not going to stick that into my book just yet. So let's start adding our pattern papers. To attach your ribbon, that's the first thing we're going to do. You're going to pop a bit of ribbon here on your top flap. Okay. I'm just eyeballing, but if you really want to measure it, you can. So you can add a piece on the top flap. This flap's going to come up, then you're going to turn over and add a piece on the back. Now if you pull this straight, you'll see that you're going to get this in exactly the right place. So again, on the back of this is on the back of your project. And there we go, and get the last piece of ribbon and attach to there. Okay, so that's all on, and now we can start attaching our pattern papers. Now I'm going to fold this out, so this is the back of my project. Okay, I've already gone ahead and cut my papers ready, and I did this on purpose because I just thought it's going to save time. All the measurements are over on my website. Okay, I'll leave the link below the video here so you can see them. All right, so all the measurements are on here or on there, and the reason I haven't shown you how to cut down, say, your papers and things is, as I've said, I've used 12 by 12, but you might want to use different papers at home. I'm just checking I've got the right measurements here. Hang on, let me just check my papers. Those two are for that one, that's for that one. I've got to make sure I get mine correctly. Right, so these are beautiful papers to use, and I'm just going to go in with my all-purpose glue of choice to get these stuck on. Okay, so as I say, any papers work really well. The measurements are over on my website, so you can use what papers you've got at home. Okay, and this is where it's nice. This is what I've enjoyed doing, and this is what I've been doing with lockdown, is I've been having a scrap along on a Wednesday morning live over on my Facebook group, because we have all got so much crafty stash at home, haven't we? And this is just a great way to use up what we've got at home rather than having to go and buy something special. So this is going to go on here, and then I'm going to, this has got to go under my ribbon, but I'm going to go up here and do this piece first as well, because I've got the tape on there. So this is just a case of sticking these down. I have actually gone in and inked my edges. Okay, and the ink I used for my edges was the Harmony Pink Tulip. I found that went really nicely with the collection. So this is Sarah's Signature Collection, Garden of Love, and I'm just going to whip this over to make sure I get my paper up the right way around. That's it. So it's as quick as this to pop together. Alright. Oh, that one is a bit too long. I know what, I've cut that at 2.5 and not 2 1/4. I could tell straight away. What I do with my measurements is I cut 1/4 inch difference, so you have that border around the edge and you can see your cardstock. It's just something I like to do. Okay, so now we've got our sides. So we've done that side and we've got that side, so we've got the inside and the back and the bottom. So pop these all on. So do that really quickly. Okay. Now I'm putting a zigzag page in the middle of mine, like the one I've shown you already. The one I showed you earlier, this one here, this is with another of Crafters Companion collections. This is with the butterfly, Nature's Garden, the butterfly collection. Again, beautiful papers, and it is just so nice to have fantastic papers. And I know at the moment crafting shops online will be doing great guns because, yeah, we've got crafty stash, but we always want more. Like at the moment, I do need more glue, so I'm going to have to do a purchase. Right, I'm going to just put this piece at the back here a minute while we put our zigzag in. But before I do that, I'm going to actually attach my papers. Let's do that first on. That would be a lot easier. And I've just gone with quite a generic look to keep it very simple. Okay, so just be aware if you haven't got papers that are generic, and when I mean generic, it is papers that don't really matter which way round they go. All right, if you haven't, please be aware which way round you're going to have your zigzag insert coming out, so your paper's around the correct way. Okay, you might not want to add papers, you might want to keep the cardstock plain and just put your photographs in. These are all, you know, earlier on I was talking about, say, with lockdown and making little gifts for grandparents and pop it in the post. One thing I used to do with my children when they were younger, I used to do it on Mother's Day and Father's Day for my mum and dad, for them to send to Nanny and Grandad, was I'd do projects like this. I'd stick photos on some of them, but others I would just cut plain pieces of cardstock and ask them to draw a picture or write a little note. And that's something that's really quite nice to do as well. So it's just nice, just that little bit of connection at the moment. I know social media and the internet is fantastic, but it's still nice to get things in the post, isn't it? So, yeah. So another option you could use if you didn't want to use all photographs. Okay. So last one in. That's it. So you're covering that join. And of course, because it's the same collection, your cardstock, your paper, everything just ties in all together, which is perfect. Okay, there's that one there. Got some glue on my mat, let's get rid of that. Okay, and I'm ready to stick my middle piece in. So this is our project. So this is the middle section here. So I'm just going to pop this back here out of the way and stick my section in. Now this is where you've got to decide which way round you want to do it. Now I'm right-handed, so I personally think this way works quite well because you're going to pull it that way. So that's because I'm right-handed. If you knew the recipient was left-handed, like my sister's left-handed, I would probably stick it the other way round for her. Okay, so pop this onto here. And this is where you just need to go bang, slap in the centre. Okay. So that can go in the centre there. I could have stuck my paper actually over the top of there. I probably should have done. I could have stuck that over the top. I think that's too... Ooh. I could do. I could still do. Let's see if I can get it off. No. Is it going to rip it? Ooh. No, it's not. I did on my other one. Silly me, I'm getting so carried away with making it. And there we go. So that comes out like that. Your sides then go in. Your top comes up. And then you can tie that with your ribbon. And that's as easy as it is to make up. Oh, she says, tying a bow down. Okay. So there we go. that's the little brag wallet done. And if I bring this one in that I did originally, this is with the butterfly collection, you can see I've just taken a couple of the little elements out of there as well and stuck on. But I was going to show you some different ways of doing the middle. So let me share with you. I've got two different ways here of doing middles. Again, I put the measurements for you for what you're going to need and your papers over on my website. So got the basic album again. This is with another paper collection from Crafter's Companion. This is with the Lily collection. Okay, so I've got my basic brag wallet done. All right, very quick and easy. Okay, I'm going to just flap that at the back. And then what I've done here is I've got three pieces of cardstock this time, and I've just got a 1/4 inch fold like we did just now, but we can do a waterfall. All right, so this is a cheats waterfall. So if I just take that back off, and you're going to stick directly on to your pattern paper. So that's the first one. Now the reason you only get 3 this way round is because the 4th brings it down too much. Okay, so you won't get as many photographs in here. So what I've done is folded this underneath, and then I'm just going to butt it right up to the other one. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with this one. And butt that one right up. So can you see you could not get a 4th one in? So it'd only take 3 doing it this way. So that is your waterfall middle. So if we fold all this up, okay, and I'm going to pop a couple of these little butterflies on here to finish it off. But if we open it up, you've got your waterfall. Okay, and as I was saying before, if you take more landscape photographs, you could still have it this way, because all you would do is fold your book like that, and then you'd open it up and you could look at your photos that way around. So that's the long waterfall. Okay, that's what I would call that one. So let's pop all this together, and I might just stick on my couple of little butterflies, and then I will show you a 3rd different way that you can do your inside. So let me just stick these on. These came out of the butterfly collection, but I think they work really well with this. And I didn't want to put too much decoration on because of folding everything flat, and you want to get all your photos in, don't you? So that's why I felt this worked quite nicely. Okay, so that one can go on there. So that's your waterfall. That's the so we've got the pull out zigzag, a waterfall. So now let me show you a 3rd way of doing it. Okay, so let me bring this in. Oh, let me just get a pair of scissors a minute. I'm just having a little problem with my tape. Right, so did I put tape on this? Oh, I did put tape on this. Right, so this is what I call the book version. So again, this is just a paper collection of scraps I've got here at home. So this is what I'm saying about this. Have a look through your crafty stash and see what you've got. So again, this all opens out. All right, I'll just fold that back like before while we stick all this down. And again, I've got 3 pages. This way only takes 3 pages again. All right, so it's the same like a waterfall, but this is having it long way. So I call this more, I suppose you could call it a waterfall, but also it acts like a book as well. So you could call it either way. But what you will find is over on my website with the link below, you'll find the measurements for the cardstock plus your pattern papers. Okay, so you too can have a go and make one. All right, so it's all over there, but I thought it's just a quick project that I've just popped together, and it has literally been a very quick project popped together, but I wanted to do something for you crafters to do at the weekend. I just thought, let's have a little bit of crafting, let's have a bit of fun. So again, I'm just butting everything up on there. Okay, so let me close all this up and see what you think of this one. So you'd open it up, and this is why I call it like a book version, because it is like having a book. However, we close it up, and this is the versatility of these little wallets. You undo the ribbon and have it this way round. You've got your long version that way. So this is the thing, these can be used in so many different ways. So basically this style could go this way or the other way. The other style could be the same, and then you've got your zigzag middle. So out of that main project, you've got 5 different ways that you can put your photographs in. So let me tie this one up, but they do look fabulous any way you do them. Let's bring in the others, but you can just see with the change of papers, this is the one we did originally, just with the change of papers, how different they look. And fancy having all those, my butterflies are a bit wet, fancy having all those stacked up on your side. It's a nice way to keep all your photographs in a nice little wallet, isn't it? But great, you know, to pass on to friends during lockdown. You know, just send them a nice little gift. Tell them you're still thinking about them. Get the children to make one for the grandparents. You know, have a bit of fun. Do some crafting this weekend and enjoy. I'm Dawn McPhee from Dawn's Inspirations. If you do make one of these, please pop over to my Dawn's Inspirations Facebook page and share with me what you've made, because I'd love to see them. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.